And at this point I have now discovered that I have put this on upside down, so this is, this is so hard. Hey, how's it going and welcome along. I'm Rory from Rate My Funeral. That was Rate, by the way. And welcome to another tech review. This is a 3D printer that was sent to me by JG Maker. This is the JG Maker Magic. It's one of these kind of budget, I think it's less than $200. It's got like 220mm by 220mm bed, up to 250 high, I think. If it loses power, it'll also resume. It's got what they call is a semi-automated bed leveling system. Now I have no idea what that means or how it works, but I'm gonna give it a go and see. And yeah, let's get it open. We'll print a couple of things out and see how we get on. Let's see if it's worth the money. Let's do it. Okay, so we can see inside. There is some bits and pieces here. There is a bag of random pieces, belts and pulleys. I don't know how much assembly there is to do, but I've got a feeling there's a bit because of that bag. Let's find out. We've got a quick guide and so on, which might be quite useful. Yep, and there is an English section, so that's fine. We can have a look at that in just a second. Okay, so this looks pretty good. It is all pretty neatly packed up. I'm not sure where to begin. I'll begin there. Right, we've got this bit, and that'll be a filament reel holder. I'm genuinely at a loss as to exactly the best way to remove this from this box. There's a pulley thing. That'll be the print head. A stepper motor on an assembly. That's obviously going to go somewhere on the printer. Right, now the big boy. Ah-ha-ha-ha! There we go. That's quite a simple design. Decent sized print bed. And I got a UK plug. Thank you. There's a bit of plastic there. I don't know if that's important or if that just fell off something. There's another one. I suggest that's to do with packaging. And we have two more stepper motors. So there's a fair amount of assembly by the looks of it. I think that is everything out of the box. Oh no, I missed these. These will be the sides and the top. So we have now got all of these pieces, and I guess now I just have to figure out how to put it all together. I think I'll definitely check the manual.
A few moments later.
Right, so there's a bag of stuff here. There's a lot of individual pieces. I'm not sure whether it's spares or stuff I need to assemble right now. Seems like there's quite a lot to put together, but I guess the best bet is just to stop waffling on and get on with it. Okay, I'll try and show you what's actually happening here. So you have these little metal pieces here that have got this kind of shape to them, which means they'll slide in there. And then when you get to the right place, it kind of clicks in place, and then you tighten these up. Okay, I've built that. So in the instructions it says about using the access limit switch. So I've just found that that's in one of these little bags. It says it in tiny writing there, access limit switch. There's another one of these that says filament sensor. So I guess we'll come back to that. But I was struggling to read some of the writing and see the images on this included instruction set. So I just popped in the SD card, and sure enough there's a manual on there, which obviously I can zoom in, makes it a little bit easier to see. So my advice, definitely follow the PDF manual on the SD card rather than this. Alright, so I've been fiddling around with this bit for a little while. It seems to me, you put in this side first. This is slightly contrary to the instructions, but I don't know whether I'm missing something, but I'm trying this anyway. So you put this on here, and that's going to be that way up. And you want to make it so that the two hook bits of your belt are on this side that's got this metal piece upwards. Then before you attach the other side, before you attach this, you need to slide this on. And I'm pretty sure it's like that. So again, you're there and there. So let's now try and slide the lot this way a bit. It's a little fiddly. Right, to get that somewhere in the middle. And that's going to be a problem. Right, so, oh my goodness. So we need to have that on the underside, but not passing through on the top side. Right, does that make sense? I don't know if I've explained that very well, but that means that we've ended up with that. Now I will put this back in, and we should see it go till it sits sort of neatly. Then we tighten that one back up again. Okay, so now that can come around there and hook. This is what I believe, that hooks into, I don't know if you can see this, that hooks into that side, and then this one will hook into the other side, like so. Then we have this piece here, which is going to somehow go into there, and then we hook the belt around it. Okay, so I have that bit on the end there now, and I'm now just going to hook this into here. Hang on, I'm twisted somewhere. Right, there we go. Okay, so that's hooked on. So now what I can do is push that out to tension it and tighten these bolts here up. So now I have that on there and the belt is moving. So now it doesn't feel very tight, but maybe it'll be okay. We'll have to see. We'll see as we go. So I now have this together, and to be honest, it does not seem to match the instructions entirely. You have to mount the hot end before you attach this triangular piece, and you have to put the belt underneath here before. So you slide it all on, then you connect up all the other bits, then you add this piece on the end that you can use to tension it. Now it seems to be alright, it seems to be doing the job, but I'm not completely convinced yet. We'll have to see once I get it connected as to whether this is tight enough. So the next problem is this piece here is the wrong way round physically. All the instructions tell me that this hole should be on this side. The fact that every screw has to use a different piece. And at this point I have now discovered that I have put this on upside down, so this is so hard. This is so hard to do. So I'm going to take this off again for I don't know how manyth time. Okay, so back to where we were. Right. So we're mounted. Okay, so next we're going to put in the threaded rod down into here. I don't know whether this is gooey underneath here. It probably is. Whenever I build these, I always get covered in goo. Yeah. There's definitely gooey in there. Ah! It doesn't go through that hole. Where did I don't know why I'm trying to put it through that hole. It doesn't, it goes through this one here. Oh my. Holy wowzers, I think I have to screw it this entire distance. Oh god. I didn't realise. Oh. You have to go through this tiny weeny little hole here. And you have to screw it the entire way down. We there? Oh, nearly. because now my fingers are all slippery and I can't get... Ah, come on! I have now assembled most of the printer, and I've just got to put on the filament sensor and the feeder. So I'll mention this now. So this, I mentioned earlier that this was round the wrong way round. So I had to dismantle it, take all the screws out, take this little board off, and literally flip it round to the other side, put all the screws back in, and then do it so that this little square is on this side. Because the way it was before, this was hitting this rod. So that's now fixed anyway. So next is to add the filament sensor. Filament? Filament? What's filament? Filament, 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 filament. So next I'm going to add this, which goes down here, I believe. But you have to take this off first, attach it all, and then put it back on. And from the looks of it, you mount it with the hole going across the printer. And now finally I'm onto the wiring. So, I mean, to be fair, it seems pretty straightforward. Each of the cables has got a little label to say whether it goes onto the X, Y, etc. And, I mean, that's going in there, isn't it? So I'll just plug all of this in. So everything's plugged in, but what I find a bit strange is that there's no kind of... This cabling just seems to be loose. It just seems to sit there. I mean, I don't know, that just seems a bit odd to me, but I can't see it. There's nothing in the menu that actually shows you how to position it. It does mention about checking video tutorials. Right, there you go. It is built and working. Got to admit, not a particularly smooth assembly process, but let's move on. Next we're going to do the calibrations. I guess we've got to set up the bed, load in some filament, and then we'll set up a Benchy and do a test print. Let's do it! Okay, so now we will attempt to level the bed. Now I don't know if you can see this. Under here, there are some screws. I need to rotate until they're tight, turning them counterclockwise. And there are 4 of these to do. Right, that's all of them done tight. Now I'm actually going to switch it on for the first time. Don't know what this is going to do, let's see. "3D printer." Okay, so we've got some fans in the base that aren't too bad. Then there's a fan in this that's quite loud. Apparently, I can use the menu to go to prepare and then auto home. Okay, so now it is auto-homed. I have to go back into the menu, prepare, and I disable steppers. So now that I've disabled it, I have to put my piece of paper underneath. Okay, so I have to put the bed and the printhead in the 4 corners, and then basically untighten these nuts until I start feeling resistance between the paper, which is about there for that one, or about there for that one, and then finally we'll do this one. In the paper. Right, so I think that is now level. So next I'm going to load some filament. I have this black PLA Pro that was sent to me by box.co.uk. You can see some of my reviews from their products by clicking on the pop-out link. So let's see, what do we do here? So the filament goes in through there, through there, and then I guess we squeeze this and we push it the rest of the way. We can see it going, making its way down through there. It's kind of getting a bit jammed up there. Okay, that's made its way down to the print head. I'm just going to, whoa, easy now. Okay, so that's there ready. And then we're going to go prepare, change filament, preheat PLA, preheat ABS. So we're going to do preheat PLA. Okay, that's heating up nicely. So we can see we're at 184. We're probably good to go to just start pushing through from this side until we start seeing it come out. And it looks like there's some green filament already in there, which is interesting. There we go, the black is through, so we're there. I can then just grab that and pull that away. Right, so the filament is loaded, and we are now ready to take our first print. So, let's do it. And there we go. So there is the Benchy, and it's not too bad actually. In all honesty, for the first ever print without any real configuration, just literally just printing it, no effort at all, that's fine. It did the job. There's a couple of tiny little marks, but overall it's printed pretty evenly. It's printed exactly as to be expected for this kind of price range of printer. I would say it's, in terms of printing, absolutely fine. Let's put it through a little bit more of a tricky one now, with a Voronoi, I don't know, a holy elephant.
Sit back, enjoy the ride, we're on our way. One track, no turning back, forget yesterday. Unknown destination, aiming for the sky. So high, so high, so high. Killing frustration, we're doing it all to survive the nightfall. When you fight against the time and you're about to lose your mind, it's easy to cross the line. There's no answer as to why when you look death in the eye. Either you live or you die. Charge up, you're the battery that keeps me awake. Reload under your control before I break. Killing frustration, had to do it all to survive the nightfall. When you fight against the time and you're about to lose your mind, it's easy to cross the line. There's no answer as to why when you look, you live or you die. Live or you die.
And once again, yep, that has printed pretty well. It printed fine first time. I didn't have any failures. As you can see, it sticks to the bed really well. I didn't put any glue or anything. I just printed directly onto this plate here. You can see I struggled to pull it off a bit, but overall it's printed out quite well. So yeah, so those two models, my test prints, have printed out well. So overall, what would I say about this printer? I've got to be brutally honest. The assembly was one of the worst experiences I've had with building a 3D printer. The instruction manual was really hard to follow. Parts of it were assembled incorrectly that were pre-assembled, so I had to dismantle them and put them back together again. The kind of way it goes together was awkward. I do not like the way the cables are just draped out of the back. It was not a good experience putting it together. Having said that, you only do that once. So once that's done and you have your 3D printer, obviously you don't really need to think about that again. So it's more important that the actual print is easy. And that, to be fair, it was very easy to put the file in to be sliced, send it down to the printer, and it just prints it. In terms of speed, again, it seems about typical for this kind of price range of printer. In terms of quality, again, yeah, it does the job absolutely fine. So for a budget printer, it's not too bad. The final thing that I'm really not happy about is the way that this lives on the side of the printer. It makes the footprint much bigger than it would be if this was kind of over here. So I don't like this design very much. But all in all, as an actual printer, it prints. So I hope that was interesting for you. And of course, if you did enjoy the video, don't forget, hit that thumbs up, hit the subscribe button along with the little bell, and then you'll get notified of future videos. Also, let me know if you've had a play with one of these things as well. I'd love to know other people's experiences. And yeah, thank you very much. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.